Hey friends, welcome back. We are going to continue in my garden journal from where we left off last week, where I added all the vegetables that I had planted in our 2025 garden. Today we are going to be working on adding tags of the many flowers that I planted. Now, I don't know if I will add all the tags. I don't think I will be able to. But however, I do want to add certain ones because, I don't know, there's just certain ones that are extra special to me. We are going to do all the regular flower plants on these two pages and pockets. And then I'm going to make a special page for the trees as well as the roses. So I have not quite decided which ones I all want to add in here, but I'm thinking maybe all the bigger tags I will be adding onto or into the pockets here of these pages. Now I'm wondering almost if I need to cut them a little bit shorter. Oh, that one pulls right through. Did I not glue that enough? Or if I want to leave them this tall. I don't want them falling out later on, you know, when I'm moving my garden journal around. And then I think I will do maybe the shorter ones in the pockets up front here. And I don't think I will be doing the annuals except for maybe a few of the packets of zinnias and so forth, because I think they're really pretty. I don't know how many I can add per pocket. I don't necessarily want to overcrowd them either. I'm thinking maybe 4-ish per pocket. I think that should be okay. But I wonder if I have to glue my pockets a little bit more because the tags are coming out at the bottom. I'm thinking maybe the glue must have let go from when I created this journal. Now, of course, I was cold when I came down here to start and I put my sweater on, but now I'm getting warm again. Oh, that changes so quickly, right? And then for the pockets in the middle here, I think I might cut the tags just so that they are not quite as long. I think that should be fine. It's not like there's anything very important written down there. And that actually works really well. And I'm not saying I will do this every year, adding all these different tags and everything to my journal. But for this year, I just wanted to do something different. I thought it would be fun. I'm going to go ahead and make this into a pocket. And then I will just need to glue the bottom here. Because I had opened up the bottom to do my seating, right? So, and but I didn't want to put it in here upside down. There, that should do it. Now, I have more of these cornflowers that I planted this year. I do have already some in the garden from previous years, but I just added a few extra. So I was kind of thinking of adding them into the pocket here and putting them on a different page. I don't know if I have any yellow ones out right now in my garden, but I do know that I planted the white this year as well as the pink. And then this one is a color I had not seen before. It is, it says purple. I guess it does kind of shine into the purple reddish color. So we'll see what they will look like when they actually come up. So I'm just going to set this aside for now. But I know I have to glue the bottom here. because my tags are peeking out and I don't want that. I don't want to lose them later on. And I think, yeah, here too. Just at a couple of spots here that I have to add some glue. There we go. You know, I'm very tempted to cut just the tip of it. I planted this year the double hollyhocks, a variety of colored one, because the one that I had last year, absolutely loved it, but it died on me. It didn't make it through the winter, so now I planted another one. That might actually be better if I cut them, because then I could maybe add something at the top here, right? And these are all zone 3, I believe. I really like adding or buying zone 2 for our area here in southern Manitoba, but this one is zone 2. Aren't they pretty? Chinese lanterns. I cannot wait to see those bloom. And all my stuff in the garden right now is just starting to take root and everything. I think all the plants are in a little bit of a shock from being planted. So, you know, it always takes a little bit of time before they establish and start growing and then, of course, blooming. I did plant another black-eyed Susan. I already had one, but I wanted to add another one. You know, it takes so many years before you have your garden the way you want it, doesn't it? My goodness, we have lived here, oh gosh, what is it now? 7 years? Maybe going on 8? And I feel like I still have not quite gotten all the areas the way I want them. When we first moved here, there were most of the perennial gardens were here. But I felt like there's one in the front yard and we've got 2 in the back here. And they have changed, of course, over the years how they look. When we first moved here, I felt like they were too full. There was too much going on. So I thinned them out and replanted some of them and, you know, got rid of some of the plants just because there were so many, just to thin them all out. And then, of course, I added different things and I took things out I didn't like. And oh my goodness, it takes so long before you have. And still now, I was just outside before and I was looking at some areas now that all the, you know, all the perennials from even the ones I planted or even the ones from last year, they're all just getting established. I mean, what I mean is all the leaves and everything, with them all being so bushy and green now and just overlooking the whole thing. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, okay, it's too much over there, but not enough over there. And there's a spot that's empty that needs something. And so now it's kind of like the perfect time to get that all figured out where I want everything. Because I told my husband, next year, I'm hoping not to plant a whole lot, but just to sit back and enjoy what will all come back over winter that has made it through the winter. We have very harsh winters here in Canada, so sometimes zone 3 even doesn't make it through, but mostly yes, it depends on the plant. Okay, so I've got most of the perennial tags added here. And of course I had to glue the ends shut here. They were also open. Might have to even add some washi tape there. I'm not sure yet. And I'm not sure if I will add something at the top here or leave it because it is very pretty, this paper. But I could possibly put a saying up there later on. And so now we'll move on forward to possibly the trees or the roses, and I want to pick a very special place for them. Let's see, a page that would match. These are all pretty much full here now already. I will add something on the back of these as well yet. Something pretty, something with garden here as well. So I might do, unless we can find, this is my transfer paper that last year I did, I got a whole bunch of flower petals and whatnot, and so I want to say coffee dyed, but I didn't coffee dye these, what would you say, flower dyed them? Where I did a pan with all my flowers and everything, and this is what it came out like. It is pink. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It has little pink specks in it. I am just kind of checking to see if I have anything in here when I made this book with roses so that I can do my roses there. Well, here's something with roses. But am I moving too far ahead if I do this? No, I think that's fine. It doesn't have to be in the right order or anything like that. So I think I'm going to do my roses I planted this year. I'm going to do them on this page here. I have not really figured out exactly how I'm going to do this. I just know that I want to add them. So I do have a rose garden in a very hot sunny place, and I do have rose bushes there from the following years, but I did plant some new ones this year, and one of them being the prairie snow drift. I don't know if you can see it, and this one is actually blooming now already. And then I added the Morden Fireglow rose. Now Morden is a town that is next to me here, and to our town where they develop these, so they are a hardy rose, and it is a beautiful red one. I'm so excited to see what this one will look like, and I will give you a tour of the rose garden and all my different gardens maybe in July when everything is blooming and looking really nice. And then I added 2 climbing rose bushes this year. Both of them, this is a John Davis, I guess, and this is a John Cabot rose, and they are both very hardy and climbing rose bushes. So as you can see, one is a light pink, and then of course one is a darker pink, and one of them is in my rose garden between by the window by the garage, and the other one is in my vegetable garden, and hoping for it to climb up between our 2 windows, living room and dining room window. So again, I will do a tour of it in the future. I should maybe do a garden tour the end of each month, maybe, to show a progress of our garden, because I did have a garden planting video where we did a cleanup yard and getting ready for the garden and building another garden bed. And then I had another video where we planted the garden. And now I think it would be nice to do at least once a month an updated garden tour. So I think I will do that. Let me know if you would be interested in that. And not that my garden is anything wow amazing, but it is for me. And I think it would be kind of nice to, to do a garden progress video, even for myself to look back on later on in the years. I think that would be very nice. All right, do I want to keep it the way it is? Do I want to add a pocket? What do I want to do? If you can speak to me right now, let me know. I could also add something in the back of here as well. I could even just as simple as staple it on and make it really simple. Or I can make it fancy and do some kind of fancy pockets. I think I could take and cut the top white piece off of here. I was just checking to see if there was any information on there. See, and that is just the thing. I don't really want to glue them down because there is information in the back here that I may want to look at later on. So maybe I will create a pocket to stick them in. I do have this Rose magazine here that I thrifted. I might find something in here that would work well to use as a pocket for the bottom. Something that might just speak to me here is what I'll grab. Looks like somebody cut something out of this one already. May have been my grandchildren. They use my magazines as well for their glue booking. That's pretty. Oh, it's a beautiful photo right there. So pretty. Kind of like that. Ooh, that's pretty. Love that. I might actually use that. And it does not have to be a very deep pocket. I kind of want to keep that whole rose on there because it's so pretty. So beautiful. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down and let it dry a bit, and I will be back here in a few minutes. So I've added a pocket here and it has dried. So I can stick my rose tags in here, and then on top I just wrote Planted May 25. And so I'm kind of thinking of adding a little bit of a background underneath here, just something beautiful, something pretty. So I don't have just a plain white in the back. So we're going to look for something most likely to do with roses. Let's have a look through this magazine once again. I did take out this page a little earlier. An elderly lady walking through a rose garden. It so much reminds me of my mom. She loved roses, and I think that's why I love them so much too. Let's see what we can find here. I don't know if this would be wide enough. Probably not. It's something that's a little bit wider than that. And I have white at the bottom here already, so I'm thinking I want a different color at the top. Ooh, I like that. That's beautiful. I think I'm going to grab that. I know we're not going to need the whole thing, but I'll just glue in whatever I can fit, and the rest we will just get rid of. Have I got you too zoomed in? I often think about it. what my viewers might think, if I am zoomed in too much or not enough. Am I too far out? Am I too far in? What's your input on that? Okay, a little more on this side here, and then I think we should be good to go to glue it in. There we go. And I think I can just glue on this whole thing here. I got all kinds of ephemera laying around me here because I thought if we would have time, then we would start creating beautiful garden pages just for fun. Not for a purpose, but just for fun. But I have a feeling I will not have time in this video. But that's fine. We've got a couple of months of summer, right? We'll keep working in here. We'll keep working at it. Okay, that's beautiful. I love that. Okay, now we'll stick our rose tags in here. And then on the back here, what I did end up doing is I made a pocket with this rose tag. And then I just stuck the other one behind there and then wrote the date. For some reason I had written June, but it was late May. So that one is good to go. So we've got the roses covered. Now I wish I still had the tags of my other roses as well as the trees and everything. But I do not. I should leave this one for strawberry season, and that is basically right around the corner. So I'm going to leave this for strawberry season here. This is beautiful, I think, just the way it is. Okay, let's do let's do the trees here, right here. Now we planted a Cupid cherry tree. Hopefully that will make it through winter here. And then we did 2 plum trees. We only wanted 1, but you know, you gotta have 2 for cross pollination. So we did 2 plum trees, and we also planted several apple trees 2 years ago, but unfortunately I cannot find those tags, so I can't add them. I wish I could, but. And then this year we did also an evergreen tree. It's called Skybound. So, and I want to put them, and here again I would like to have pockets to stick them into versus gluing them in, because I would like to, well, I guess I can always, I don't know, look it up online. I don't know, maybe I'll make a tag here, I mean not a tag, a pocket on this page to stick all of them in here. Let me see what I can find. I would like a little bit of a stiffer paper than what I have been using, because it will just work better. I like this. Should we make a pocket out of this? I think so, why not? This is all from my scrap bin here anyhow for gardening, for the garden season. So I will use part of this for the pocket, but that is too big of a pocket. I need to, whoops, I'm sorry. I need to trim this down. And I want to have it straight. So we'll go ahead and use the trimmer here, and then here as well. I don't need the whole thing. And we can use those scraps of paper for something else. I have added the pocket and it has dried, and I have this beautiful cherry paper here that I think I want to add in the background here. It is from my daughter-in-law, She had purchased a whole bunch of stuff from, I think, Temu, and she had extra. And so she gave me a bunch of different beautiful papers that I absolutely love. And I thought, since there is a cherry tree in there that we planted, this would match up very, very nicely to add this as the background here. Look at that. It's going to be beautiful. Now, I have never ordered from Temu before. Let me know if you have, and let me know how your experience was, and if it's worth it, and if you like it. But what I was just going to say is I placed my very first order. It's not here yet. When it comes, maybe I'll do a Temu haul. But I'd never placed an order from there before, but my daughter-in-law does, and she loves it, so I thought I would give it a try as well. All right, let's add our tags in here. That's upside down. And do the plum trees. Plum tree tags, and I think I'm going to do the cherry one at the top, just because I've got the cherry in the back, paper in the background here. There we go, that's beautiful. Now let's find, now I've got all my tags done, actually. Yes, we do. We've got all the tags done now. I do have several seed packets, but you know what? I can add them randomly as we work in this journal. And of course, as time allows, I'm going to also be doing harvesting things in here from the garden later on. But it may turn into a journal for next year as well. Who knows? I have no idea if I'm going to fill it this year or not. Oh, yes. Okay. I almost forgot about this. Remember, I was going to do a separate place for these. And that could possibly be right here. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. It may, oh goodness, maybe it would help if I took the lid off, right? I didn't realize I had put it back on again. They're both red, so it's hard to see. Maybe the background doesn't quite match, but that's okay. I think it looks pretty. I will have to let that dry though before I add the tags. And here again, I think I can cut the bottom pieces off. Oh, maybe I can add the tag already. You know me, I'm impatient. I'm very impatient somehow. Maybe I'll make this as my thumbnail right here. It looks pretty. I found this nest with blue eggs. I thought that would go really well here. It's always fun to find a nest with eggs in spring. One year, the birds had made a nest in on top of my wreath that was hanging on our door. That was quite something. It was beautiful. Loved it. Okay, so how about we find something for over here as well. I found the children playing in a pond here, and there is lilies here. I think that would look really nice right there. I like that. It actually even goes with the colors. I'm going to try and get it in the middle here. There we go. And now we'll find something for on the back here as well. And I do have several garden planting. Oh, this would go good with the tree planting page. I do have some of that recorded on my garden video where my husband and I planted the trees. Where did it go? Where did our tree? Oh, right here. My goodness. No, this page is already complete. That's fine. I could add it here. Or should we leave this as it is and have something long here instead? That might look nicer. I tend to forget that I have flower cutouts and flower stickers. I think that would look nice. I would have scared you here half to death if I wouldn't have edited out the thing that I took down where all my ink is in. It came flying down off the shelf and I made the biggest racket ever. But I will definitely edit that out. Oh, I like that. Can you see that? I love that. And then we'll add the flower right on top. This is chipboard flower, so I need to have a little bit of a stronger glue than just my glue stick. There we go. Don't know how much time I have left or how long I have been recording here already. What else do we have time for? This, I was going to say vellum, but it's more like tracing paper. What can we put on here? I love these roses. I got that out of a magazine as well. And I think I'm going to add them there because it's nice and light and thin paper here, what I have from the magazine. And that will be the cover. And then when you open it up, I'll have to find something else for the inside and the back here. I found another rose photo here from my magazine. I'm going to add that in the back. Need to make it actually a little bit shorter because it went over the fold. There. See, now I've got one on the inside and one on the outside. And I think I'm going to... I kind of like it that it's see-through like that, but I was thinking of stamping something here, some kind of saying. Instead of a saying, I am going to do this flower vase. There. That's pretty. I'm going to have to let that dry before I close this up here. Now that I'm on a roll here, I have a hard time stopping. I just want to keep going and fill the whole journal up. It is just so fun. Okay, that just did not work how I wanted it to work. I'm going to add a piece of lace here. I think I need to add some little piece of lace on top as well. I'm going to add a piece of fabric at the top here. There we go. Now, on this side here, I want to add this page of the lady walking through the garden. I don't know, this just speaks to me and I just absolutely love it. Just Trying to see how much I have to take off to fit it here. Okay. Oh, I love that. Isn't that beautiful? With the rose on the left here. Reminds me so much of my mom. Oh my goodness. Love this. But I think I'm going to end the video here. I think we've done enough for today, and I think it's going to be a bit of a longer video already as it is. I'm going to end it with this because it's just so pretty. Thank you so much for being here once again, and hope you all have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye.